Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It's Wednesday, June 16th. So my power went out yesterday when I was doing the video, and all my settings, my Streamlabs, like reset, and I don't even know how to get it back. I don't know what happened. All my finely tuned audio settings and everything. That's why my screen's all weird now. So frustrating. Anyways, we're gonna talk about GME today. We're gonna talk about the market, what's going on. Talk about these failed to delivers and these available shares, all the craziness. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Sorry if the audio is weird. It looks to be all right. It looks like I'm clipping some, but I don't have my compression on there, my suppression. I don't have any of my filters on it. Anyways, here we go. They started off with 1.3 million shares. Let's see. Yeah, 1.3 million. Shares available to borrow. This was yesterday, and they didn't use them at all yesterday, so I was getting all excited. I was like, okay, they're ready for this was either Ryan Cohen, some of the shares that he offered, or they're getting ready to short it because it's gonna have a big run. And then today they used pretty much all of them, and today actually we saw that price action from them probably using those to an extent, which was this, I'm assuming. And then magically they got 1.1 million back at 11.15, which didn't show any sort of positive price action. Okay, no worries. So why are they having so many? My theory on them trying to have a surplus of these is still in play. The borrow fee went down a couple tenths of a percent. Awesome. But if you look back here on GME, you know, they built up a surplus ready for it. So during this next little mini squeeze we're going to have the next, I think, 8 trading days, they're going to try and suppress it so it doesn't start something they can't control like they did back in January, or like it did back in January, but they controlled that by shutting everything down. I don't think they're going to try and do that again. So if it does get out of their control, it might be the beginning. That brings me to the next point on what's going on. The failed to deliver thing, I had a general overview of how it worked, what was happening, different dates. I just read some more recent FTD, and you guys feel free to read this one. It's crazy. I'm actually going to start doing videos too. I'm just going to read through different DDs that I think are beneficial for people to know. If they don't feel like reading, or they can just listen and aren't able to read, then that'll be the one for you. But I'm not going to do that this time. Anyways, this one is, it kind of just talks about the T35, the 35 days of settlement on the fail to deliver. And then depending on if that falls into the certain time period when basically hedgies have to have a higher capital in their account. He doesn't actually talk about it in this one. Oh, liquidity. So if they're during this certain period of time during the month, if their liquidity or capital is too low, they're gonna get like a liquidity call. And if they have a failed deliver in that liquidity call, you're gonna see a lot more price action. Anyways, I'm not gonna go all into it right now. However, if this DD is true, and this is by you dentist, appreciate it, buddy, then tomorrow should be quite large, because tomorrow there's 4.5 million ETF shares that need to be covered, basically. Not exactly. It's a failed to deliver. So this basically will cause big price action, because I think tomorrow's their last day on this one, because the failed delivered date was the 14th, and count the days, that is tomorrow. So we'll see. I think tomorrow should be good. Friday should be good. And then according to this, Monday, Tuesday will be a little more mellow, and then kick back up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is kind of what we were kind of assuming on our other fail to deliver, that Thursday was going to be the big day. Thursday, and then maybe Friday. This kind of confirms that, but this is showing possibly on let's see, what is this? Yeah, possibly on Wednesday, not Thursday. So Wednesday and then Thursday. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. I'm not too convinced of it because today was supposed to be 1.6 million, or today was supposed to be 1.8 of the ETF failed delivers. And for every like 1 something million, it's so many GME shares. It says it somewhere in here, but anyways, I got some calls, I got some exposure. We did have that crazy bump here towards the close, which could have been these failed delivers that they had to cover on. So it could still stand true. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was a pretty violent amount of volume when the volume had been really low, and a huge candle. So maybe that was it. I'm not sure. But just looking at the TA, we held this floor pretty good. I still have those 210 puts. I sold one more today. Just wanted a little more exposure. It's interesting. Today they didn't lose any value or gain any value, I guess. So yesterday they gained like 60% value, and I could have opened up more for basically 60% more premium, but today wasn't the case. So the sentiment of it going below 210 is much less today by Friday than it was yesterday. If that makes any sense, probably not. But if you look here, our floor has been set pretty well. So 211, kind of 210. We do have this kind of descending tops, but our bottom is somewhat flat if you're counting the bodies. If you're looking at the sticks, it's a little more rough, but you could say it's kind of a wedge there, or descending triangle, or whatever it's called. As well as bullishness on the MACD, which I was kind of surprised about. This has stayed bullish even through these days. So this is kind of telling, because we have these big swings, big drops down, and then it comes back up by the close. And the MACD, it doesn't really care about that kind of price action during the day as much. It's affecting it a little bit. But the fact that both days it closed only down a little bit. Well, today actually we were green, but yesterday it closed just down 2 or 3%. The MACD is still showing it bullish and still climbing, which is good. Today we had this nice big uptick in the RSI, just for that last hour candle, really that last 2 hours. And yeah, this floor seems pretty stable, so those 210 puts are probably fine. I don't know if I'll open up any more of them because I'll probably want to spend capital on buying calls. This hourly candle is nice. It's still under the 9 moving average, but it is over VWAP. And then this hourly candle is much nicer. Opened and closed above the 9 moving average. Big candle, or big wick on the top. Really just because I think that maybe was that fail to deliver cover, and then it got shorted back down. So they haven't learned their lesson. When they've learned their lesson, the share price is going to be bigger than anything you've ever seen. So they haven't learned their lesson. They're still doing it, still shorting it, still covering, still going back and forth, still playing the game. On the daily, MACD is bearish, and it is look like kind of a bear flag. However, this can change in one day. It could just consolidate here and then rip up. And if those fail to deliver cover for tomorrow is true, tomorrow should turn this into the breakout, or at least by the next couple weeks, Friday, maybe Monday, Tuesday, the breakout of this cup and handle. So we've got this cup here, got a nice little handle here. You don't want it too big. Lower volume here too. This is all good. Lower volume in the middle. This is all good for a cup and handle. Higher volume, lower volume, more volume, less volume, and this is looking good. So expect us to break. I'm going to say we're going to break out of this 350 by next week. I think we're going to be breaking through that resistance. So the next spot after that, I mean, it gets crazy up here past 350. And this might not happen until next week. Most likely not. But yeah, we'll have to see what tomorrow does. We did get some calls. I'll show them to you guys real quick. I actually got them on those last 5-minute candles. I was waiting to get calls until I saw price action. I was planning on Wednesday, if not sooner, because I thought Thursday was the failed deliver. But with this new information, it could be kind of happening already. And that's why you have to let the price speak to you and not just all this other stuff. So solid price action, big green. I wouldn't say I FOMO'd, but I got it at a terrible time when it had a lot of velocity and IV. But it's okay. We're doing all right. Oh, let me show them too. Yeah. So I just kind of went through and randomly grabbed ones. I wanted mostly ones for next week because I didn't have too much conviction on this week. So I'm turn that jazz down a little bit. Again, my settings are all jacked up. I hate it. Gosh. Okay. Anyways, oh yeah, I was actually showing that too. Okay. Do that. Doing things behind the scenes like Wizard of Oz. Okay, GME. And then, so yeah, I just kind of picked up some rich, just going real quick. So next week, I had a couple saved. This is what I've been doing almost every day. I put in orders for GME. If the squeeze is starting, I have basically calls for next week and or the week after, depending, kind of for the highest strike. And I just have it saved in here. Anytime I see it, I'll just go and just execute it. And I think that was this one. So this is 8 of the 670s for next week. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty high up there. I think if we're at 670, we've probably started. So, not to say this won't have value tomorrow or the next day if this has price action. This could be worth a lot more. But holding this over the weekend, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to take some profits, though. Next week, it looks like Monday, or no, a couple of the days next week, there's not many failed delivers that need to be covered. So it should be a couple mellow days. But if the price is already really high, like 400 or 500, mellow days might not be mellow. And there might still be a ton of IV. So anyways, 500 calls for next week. I have 5 of those, 8 of the 670s for next week. And then I got 4 325s for next week. So that's probably the safest one. And then I got 2 60s. Let's see, yeah, 2 60s for this Friday. So these might get in the money, which would be great. That's kind of what you want, is just to get them into the money. Spent a little bit, not crazy amount. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 4,700 on these. So it happened kind of quick, and yeah, we'll see. And then our other place, we actually still have a debit spread for this Friday, 410, 420, which, I mean, this would be nice. I'm not expecting this one to get max profit. We'd have to be above 420, but who knows? Maybe we will. And then these puts. So now I have 9 puts that I sold for the 210 strike. They're up 46%, which basically today they were up only 8%. So this 46% just is in the last couple hours of those 2 green candles. So 3,500 and max profit on it's 7,700. So if GME closes above 210, this will expire worthless. We'll keep the credit and carry on. I will be sending this premium money over to my long-term account and moving on from there. Today, you want to see the history today? So I was day trading, scalp trading. I don't hardly ever do it. I don't have hotkeys. I don't even have level 2, any of that stuff. Very simple, basic setup day trading. I'm not trying to keep it crazy, make it crazy, but yeah. That's right, ORPH, we jumped in on it. I saw it run the other day, and I just watched it, and I was ready for it to come back again. This was pretty good, though. It was an easy day trade because it just ran so much. So I put in $3,000 on it, and I'll show you guys my entries and exits. But basically, so we ended up 883 from it. I was up $2,000 on it, gave back just over half. GME, we're up 1,500 today. Yeah. So let me show you guys my entries and exits real quick. I pretty much just use my the TA I usually normally use, and did it mostly on the 1-minute candle, but ORF today. So it had this run the other day, which was insane. 610. This is a biotech company trying to get FDA approval tomorrow. I think that's why I was running today. But the other day, let's see, 10. Yeah, that was all in one day. It went from $4. So biotechs are insane, man. Went from $4 to $77 in one day. Oh man. Shout out to Mello, who took that old girl for a ride. That's right. It was difficult to get in and out of that one the other day, though, because it was halted most of the trading day. It'd come open for 10 seconds and then halt, come open for 10 seconds and halt. So all these gaps. Let's see, halt, 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 and then it opened up down here. So difficult to get in and out of. Today traded much different because I'm not sure exactly. My theory is that there's a lot more volume, so it's just a much more stable. Look at the volume. Look at this, 53 million. This is all from today. And back when this ran, that was no volume. So people going back and forth. A lot of day traders on it today, I think. But it had great price action. I wasn't doing the 5 minute. I was doing the 1 minute. And basically this thing was already up. See right here, this was today, so this is the start of today. It's up big. I wasn't watching it. I did have it on my watch list, so I saw it up there. I wasn't paying attention though. And then I did look at it once it was right about here. I started watching it. I'm like, interesting. It's setting up a floor. It's holding above VWAP. We'll see if it can break new highs, like break this resistance or this one, or especially that one. And then on this candle right here, see this green candle? So you have to imagine, you have to visualize, because just being a visual observer, that's not how you get good at trading. It's always hindsight. So trading is trading. You don't see the future. But I saw this candle, and that's what you have to imagine. So you see the MACD's good there. It's built this kind of floor here and is running up and is making a new high. First 1 minute candle make a new high. And I'm like, all right, I'm going in on this. It's a big candle. Pretty good volume. So bumped in there. This was just crazy velocity through here. Crazy. I held through, so did this, held through this, halted going down, came all the way back down to VWAP. Kept holding. I should have gotten out right. I could have gotten out here. Again, I'm not a day trader. I don't have hotkeys. I don't have any of this stuff. And I wasn't necessarily planning on like scalp trading it. I was just going to kind of hold it for the whole ride. But then I was like, I'm just going to start scalping this thing because it has such big swings. So let it come down here to VWAP, came up here, and then I sold it right about here. When I saw that it wasn't really... well, basically, it came back down to VWAP, and I want to sell it here because I didn't know what's going to happen after that. That might have been the whole run. It might keep going down. So I sold it on the bounce. So you usually have a really big drop, and it'll bounce from that. You can sell on that bounce. So I sold on this, like, right around this area right here. And then saw this happen and this happen. I'm like, all right, it's holding above VWAP. MACD hasn't crossed over. But this big green candle, that's all I needed. I bumped back in right there. Got in there, wrote it up. It's kind of weak up here. And I'm like, that's not looking too good. So I actually got back out here. Yeah, on this red candle. I didn't like it. Made a little bit there. I did do market orders, though. I didn't want to mess around with limit orders because it wasn't halting and I didn't want to spend the time. I think I got back in on this candle. Yeah, back in on this candle. So yeah, in hindsight, of course, I would have just bought in here and held through the whole move. But you don't know that when it's happening. This could have been it. So then that would have been smart to get out here in case it kept coming down, right? That would have been smart to get down here in case it kept coming down. So just scalp trading on the way up. Got in here and yeah, rode that donkey for a bit. Where did I even get out here? Should have got out here again. I didn't. I got out like here. So I waited for after the bounce, which is sometimes tough, but hindsight, I shouldn't have. I should have just bought out, sold out here. I thought it would bounce. But got out there. It chilled for a while. I think I got back in here. Anyways, kind of did this on and on. And then basically I was trying to get into it after the plays weren't as good. So you kind of get greedy and you kind of start buying into setups that aren't as good. And that's when you start giving money back. So I got in here, got out here, got in here, got out here, just little trades. And then I had this, thankfully I was out by here already before this drop. Big drop. And then I was away from my computer and I saw this right here and I was like, oh, I got to get in. But I knew better because I saw the resistance here. I thought if I wanted this run, I needed to get into it right here, not up here. But anyways, I got in here, dropped here. I lost 600 or 700 in that one, in that drop. And I just held it. And then, actually, I think I got out like right here then. Yeah, I got out somewhere there. And then I stayed out of it until I maybe got back in here, got out here. And that might have been it. Anyways, yeah, came back $800 originally from 3,000. It's tough doing that, man. Options are so much easier with the leverage. And now this actually has options, which is crazy. I could have just done a couple options. To me, it's crazy to spend $3,000 on options though that have such high IV. You're paying such a premium for, and they expire soon. Like that to me is almost more crazy. That was our little run today. I set up the SPY puts. SPY finally took a little dump today because of Powell, what he was talking about. I'm not going to go over it. I only understand a small amount of it, but it sounds like he is increasing the interest rates on the reverse repo, which to me, the way I understand it, the banks now have a small amount of interest if they're holding that money. So they possibly will hold it longer or be more inclined to. Something along those lines. Banks actually rallied on the news. They were selling off hard, and then that happened, and they had that big spike there, as you saw. They've been selling off for days. This big spike was from that. So I think that's what that means. Unfortunately, that feels like that's a little can kick for GME down the road. I could be wrong. I could be understanding it wrong. I haven't read actually anything on Reddit about it, so waiting for someone smarter to explain it to me. But SPY's still coming down. Yep, I'm bearish on it. So we had those SPY puts, and yeah, they're up only 17%. We've got a month on it, and those are 360 puts. I did have the call credit spread on SPY, and I actually closed it out today for break even. I just put a limit order to close it for break even. It executed here. I could have waited. I didn't want to pay attention to it. I had enough other stuff going on, so didn't do anything with that. Let's see, SPY, ORF, GME. Oh, I got a put for Myrna, just based on pretty much just technicals. And it was actually up like 80% today. Because I got it when it was coming up. I got it coming up here at VWAP, and then I don't know why it came up. I guess just this little sell-off made it come up so much. Let's see. Oh, now it's back down 30%. Oh, maybe it's a big spread. It's probably a big spread on it. I got a Myrna put for Friday. It's 21. Or sorry. Yeah, 21. The date. No. June 21? Next Monday. Oh, that thing's so confusing. It's Friday. It's a 185 put, so we'll see what happens with that. Okay. Yeah, expect GME to run the next 7 trading days with some volatility in there, but could be something like this, could be something like this. So we might have that breakout above the rim of our candle by next week, I would presume. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Follow us on Twitter at Happy Money YT, and jump on our Discord if you'd like. Okay, Funko Pop. Love you, GameStop. Okay, peace out.